we can start out right there. Hey, bro, what to do, everybody? It's another episode, a whole lot of cap, and we're gonna start off with Mayor Eric Adams from New York City. So he was smashing this chick, right? And she got the bright idea to write a book and write about how he got her a job she was not qualified for, making $160,000 a year. This has to be the dumbest bitch in the history of mankind, because like, why the fuck would you, why would you fuck that up? Your book is about to go triple copper. Like, nobody's about to buy this bitch. Like,
Copper's kind of expensive. I mean, copper's kind of expensive.
So okay, my bad. Triple wood. That's what this is about. It's about to go triple wood. So it's like, yo, I mean, copper is worth a penny. That's where I was going with it.
Not necessarily.
So but my point is, why would she come out and put him on blast, knowing he put her in a position, and this fake ass position that she had? She could have used that to leverage other positions going forward. Now, like, what did you get out of this? This man put you on. Like, you're mad at him for doing something for you? I don't understand the logic of hoes these days.
I don't know. Logic is broken, man. I hate to say it, but my man Eric Adams, probably picked up from Salsa Quinfuego, just doing his thing, knocking shit out. But now look, shit went left, man.
Yeah. Now this is wild because he did more for her in his term than he did for the city of New York. So like, what the fuck did you?
I'm not gonna let you disrespect my man Eric Armstrong Adams, bro.
Hey, man, my bad.
That's the guy, man.
From what I see, a lot of people complain about
it. The man got rid of rats. Okay.
Did he?
Yeah, man. He said he got rid of the rats. No more rats in the subways. Man said he was cleaning up New York the way he used to throw the trash in the garbage can. Fire shit, man.
I don't know, man.
Respect to that man. And then remind you, he was at Salsa Quinfuego doing his thing, his little 1-2 step.
A 1-2 step is all it takes.
That's
what
it.
You niggas did for Obama. Every time he came out and said, "Nah, I mean," or some shit like that, it was like, "Oh, that's my president." And meanwhile, he ain't do shit for us. It's just like, if he says anything that makes him seem of the culture, we're gonna give you another pass for another 4 years. Fuck that, man. Eric Adams, I was in New York during your tenure, and you say you got rid of rats. I saw a rat the size of a fucking German Shepherd while I was out there. The shit was crazy. I was terrified for my life. You always think when you with your girl and you see like any type of danger, you're gonna step in the way and try to save her. I got the fuck out of Dodge. I looked back and I was like, where is she? Like, she didn't even run. She didn't know. She was frozen still. Like, if that rat wanted her, he could have had his way with it. But luckily Master Splinter had some other shit to to take care of at the time, so she was good.
I'm not gonna hold you. Leaving your girl because you saw a big ass sewer rat.
Hey, man, I'm from the South. I ain't never seen that shit in my life. I'm from the South, and I'm not from New Orleans.
Imagine your girl trying to sit there and look behind you. You already halfway down Fifth. Nigga, talking about
hit the dash, nigga.
Save yourself.
I was gone like that nigga last night for the Falcons. The running back.
Bijan Robinson.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, man. I had never heard of that guy. He popped off the screen last night. I never knew who this guy. Where did he go to college?
Was it Alabama, Oklahoma?
He ain't been doing it the whole time he's been in the league.
No, he's definitely been doing that.
When did he get to the league?
2 years ago.
For real?
For sure.
Oh, that dude
he's definitely been.
He's a beast, man. Shout out to Bijan, man. That is a wild name too. Whew. Okay, Stephen A. Smith is facing a lot of backlash right now. Of course, from Steven Jackson, among others. Steven Jackson hates this nigga.
Like, that's what I was saying. Like, the man could breathe wrong. He's like, let's talk about this nigga breathing, bro.
Right. But I mean, Stephen A. Smith literally did, the backpedaling he's been known to do. He said something about Serena, which I think every man in America agrees with, to be honest with you. Y'all remember Drake and Kendrick Lamar's beef, right? It was a small beef. Not a lot of people involved, so you might have missed it if you blinked. But anywho, Drake and Kendrick Lamar had a beef. Kendrick Lamar then did the Super Bowl show. During the Super Bowl halftime show, he brought out Serena Williams, who used to date who? Drake, right? So he brung Drake's ex-girlfriend out to talk about, why? I mean, that's not. I said to talk about
crip walking.
Yeah, hold on. Let's start. Yeah, so Kendrick Lamar brought Serena Williams out on stage, right, to crip walk while he was performing the song where he was dissing Drake.
for no
Drake,
reason.
yeah, for no reason,
No
right?
reason. Just
And
under a street lamp, crip walking. Like,
crazy. This lady who was not gang related at all just could not wait to be involved in a dance, a halftime show that was surrounded around bashing her ex-boyfriend. So Stephen A. Smith, like everybody, every other black man, I can't speak for all men, but every other black man in America, we all would have looked at that shit the exact same way. And Stephen A. Smith was like, why the fuck are you so butthurt over your ex-boyfriend that even though you're married now, you decide to join in on the pile on, pertaining to your ex-boyfriend? To me and to other black men, like I think we would all say there's still feelings there for you to, go out of your way to go be involved in some shit like that. It's kind of weird. So Stephen A. Smith said that, like, if you want to go out there and, participate in anything that has something to do with your ex-boyfriend, then I would have just told my wife, go over there. That's clearly where you want to be. So boom, this week on First Take, they bring on Serena Williams' husband to talk about something totally different, by the way. And he stopped and looked at Stephen A. Smith, who wasn't in the studio, and was like, "Yo, I heard you had some marriage advice for me." And Stephen A. Smith, as he always has done, he backpedaled like a motherfucker. I don't know anything about marriages. I won't speak on it. That's the only reason I feel like Stephen A. Smith was wrong. And I actually don't feel like he was wrong for that. But it's where you can find, a chink in the arm, and you can attack him, because you can be like, bro, you didn't stand on business. But I understand. Stephen Jackson came out and said that Stephen A. Smith basically doesn't have the same energy with white people that he has with black people. I would not say that in this case, because if you remember, when he said those things he said about KD joining Golden State, soon as KD's mom came on
he
First
was
Take,
very, very like, hey, I love you.
different. Yeah, I love you, Mama Durant. Like, he did the same shit. Stephen A. Smith is actually smart in this regard. First of all, when you're talking about somebody's family, there is never, ever, ever going to be a time where they're going to understand where you're coming from because of their loyalty to their family member, right? But also, they would, even if they do agree with you, they wouldn't say it on camera, because why would they join the pylon of the person that they love? What you think about this, bro?
No, I agree with that. I think, well, I mean, low key, Stephen A is a grifter. I'm not gonna hold you. He does do a little grifting. I mean, it's cool. I get it because of the fact of the position is in sometimes, but I mean, people were expecting him to be like, yeah, I said that. Now what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, I mean, that don't make no sense. I mean, I get it. The backpedaling, the extent of the backpedaling was a little too much. I mean, he was just like, oh, I don't know. You could have just said, I don't remember that. It's cool. I just left it at that, but he just kept going with it. But I mean, I get it. Like, I get why he did. I get why he kind of removed himself from it. Yeah. I just think there was a funnier way for him to do that.
Yeah,
it was like he could have just said, "I'm just gonna crip walk out of this." I'm like, see, then you still standing on business, but you're not standing on business. So, I mean, it was ways to do it, but I mean, he's a grifter, so it is what it is.
Yeah, that nigga backpedaled to Washington State, like, from New York. Like, that was fucking crazy. That was an Olympic style backpedal.
Yeah, it was definitely a James Harden sidestep. You know what I mean? It was kind of, it was a different type of movement.
Yeah,
shit. Like, he could have just made a quick little dig at it.
Yeah,
it kept it moving. But I respect it though.
Yeah,
business. Sometimes you gotta. The money's too much for you to sit there and be on some shit. I pretty much, he was probably already briefed. Like, hey, listen, just let you know, homeboy here, don't really talk about it. Backpedaling. He probably was told that. So fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Stephen A. Smith at all. Like I said, it's just a situation where you can't win. But like, he said what he said. But it was no winning that. Like, that's his wife at the end of the day. Like, and then those two situations we just brought up, a wife and a mother. Who the fuck, like, or a son, a wife and a son? Like, what mother is not gonna take up for their kids? And what man on earth worth, whatever, being a man is not gonna take up for his wife while he's with his wife? Oh, speaking of that, this is a topic that wasn't even on here, man. Steph. we were talking about married couples, and I just thought about this. Like, yo, Steph, once again, Aisha Curry. I don't even think she ever wanted the last name, according to her. She wanted to be whoever she was gonna be, regardless of him. Like, she didn't embarrass this nigga again, and he has no choice but to go out and take up for her. But this time, she said what she never wanted to be a mother. She never saw herself as a wife. Basically, this was all a part of his idea. She thought she would, be her own person in her own right, which nothing is actually stopping her from doing that, but it's just like certain things you just don't say, and I feel like that woman just will never learn. Like, and Steph will never come out and tell us unless they get a divorce, like, at which has happened in his family already. Like, divorces happen, so it's
With his
like,
dad, right?
yeah, his mom and dad got a divorce. So, and he probably will still be a classy dude because we never heard Dale come out and speak ill of his mom or vice versa.
No,
Hell,
they sit together during certain, like
they
during their son's games.
they was together so long. Like, I can imagine why they wouldn't want to, be we family at this point. Like, I know you better than people that have my actual blood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we slept together, we've ate together, we've done all this stuff for years. But like, at the end of the day, man, Aisha is not understanding, because people are saying she's doing it for the views. It's not even your show, first of all, and second of all, it's not even making us go watch the whole show. It's like we see the clips and we just see that you're embarrassing this nigga.
I don't I don't think she's doing it deliberately. I think
Okay.
that she's speaking from a place of frustration. And this is me just being plain devil's advocate. I think she's speaking from a place of frustration because low key she does feel like she's low key better than him. Like, imagine being wait, hold on. Imagine being an astute father, a Christian man, a God fearing man, a loving person, one of the top shooters in NBA history, and then your wife goes on the internet saying, low key, it's a little bit of a loser. And it's just like, So, I mean, like I said, I think it's from a place of frustration. I think that she wants the same accolades and she wants the same attention that her husband gets. And rightfully so. I mean, you want to be equally
Rightfully
yoked,
so.
but rightfully so. Like,
but she's not better than him in anything. Like, whether it's shooting threes, being a Christian, being light skinned, she's just not better. Why are you competing with your husband? Basically, I'm joking,
I think that's the problem, right? And I think, like I said, like there's nobody, and the funny thing is that there's women like defending it. It's just like, oh yeah, you don't understand, like like sometimes you gotta put your dreams aside, and it's just like those dreams wouldn't have been anything had your husband not become what he was, right? So it's a partnership. Now, shout out to Steph for like really sitting there and like absorbing it and kind of just saying, "That's my wife. I love my wife." XYZ. A lot of men could not deal with that.
Fuck
no. So I applaud the man for dealing with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say dealing with it. I applaud the man for trying to rationalize and trying to make something positive out of negative. But there's gonna come a point where it's gonna be like, all right, like now it just feels like blatant attacks because the way she's going about it is just coming off so wrong. It's like I get it. Nobody wants to. All right, nobody wants to be a kid. I look at my kids sometimes. I'd be like, ugh. The fuck did I do, right? But at the same point in time, it's like, yeah, these are I had the kids. I'm raising my kids. So it's like there was a better way to articulate it. It's just how she's going about it.
It didn't even have to be articulated.
It's an unprovoked like conversation she's having.
That's
the
like, problem.
Hey, by the way, guys, I don't fucking like this guy. But you know what? I ended up loving him. So cool, it works out. And it's just like, who asked the question?
He was never really my type.
Right? Like why would you?
Right. And Steph is a fucking angel, man.
Cool as fuck.
Like, if I was Steph, I couldn't wait to run to the internet and tell you how this bitch can't arch her back, how she can only take dick for 30 seconds at a time, how she can't cook worth a damn, even though we call her Chef Curry. I would have literally destroyed her. And it would have been so passive aggressive. You know who I was talking about, but I'd be like, oh, I never meant to I didn't know you were going to equate this to that. I was talking about past relationships.
Between her and Jada, I think it's a competition of who is trying to like emasculate their man more a little bit because, like I said, like Steph don't do anything. He don't say nothing negative about you. Even when you go in there and you say the wildest of shit, he just says, "That's my wife. I love her." And it's just like, what are you like? The conversations behind the scenes gotta be nasty. It gotta be like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
straight up.
it really do. It gotta be like, what the fuck? Like, dead ass. Like, I can only take so much. So it's just like,
that's kind of funny because that's what I'd be saying about her. She could only take so much. So, did you see what happened with No Cap's girlfriend, the rapper from Alabama? If you guys don't know, for the older crowd, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the hip hop. Looking at. All right, so did you see what happened with the rapper No Cap's girlfriend and Floyd Mayweather?
No.
Okay, so No Cap is a rapper from Alabama. He has a girlfriend who happens to be a vlogger, right? So she was walking around with her phone out and she was vlogging, and Floyd Mayweather saw her and he was like, I want some of that, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? He a billionaire. So typically when billionaires say shit like that, they get some of that. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to holler at her or whatever. She's like, oh, I have a boyfriend. And a lot of people are insinuating that she still gave him her number because she like literally kind of pointed the camera to the side and continued the conversation with him. But on camera, she turned him down. So a lot of people are saying that she chose wrong by choosing her boyfriend over Floyd. And what do you think about that? Was she wrong for choosing her boyfriend over the billionaire Floyd Mayweather? What do you think?
No. I mean, shout out to loyalty for winning, but I mean, but
100%.
it's a great day for loyalty, and it's a bad day for niggas that leave with money.
Yeah.
It's so.
Sad,
like I said,
sad
if
day.
she did off camera, then cool, right? Nobody's the wiser. We don't know for sure what happened, but on camera, she has video proof that she sat there and said, "Nah, I'm good. Like, fuck out of here." Yeah. So I respect that 100%, even if it's short lived, or even if down the road she still picks the nigga. Right. In that particular moment, I can vibe with that. Like I truly appreciate a woman who's not really motivated by money. The people who are saying she chose wrong, those are the women that would sit there and put themselves in very precarious situations for money. So it is what it is.
And let's not take her turning down Floyd as this I don't know, let's not look at it like she's this loyal person because she turned Floyd down. I mean, she may just be smart. Like, nigga, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. If you guys don't know what that means, basically, she already has no cap. Like, he is her boyfriend. She's already eating from this man, right? Like, he's providing a lifestyle for her. Floyd could have just smacked her and then sent her on her way. What if it was ass? Like, by the way, y'all, this girl's 19. So, do with that what you will. No Cap is 27 and Floyd is like 50. So it's like, so it's like, Floyd could have had his way with her. People are like, what Floyd could have bought her $1 million watch, which I heard he does for a lot of his women. Like, and she could have cashed that in and then just had her own check. But what if Floyd only hit her one time? He wined her and dined her, took her on the yacht, which is some shit No Cap was gonna do for her anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think she did the right thing, but I don't know if she did the right thing for the right reason. We never know. We'll never know. But like, I think a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's what I feel. Like 100%.
Motto of the day.
Yeah. Shave your bush.
Shave your bush.
This is a good one. Hey, so Clarissa Shields called Tank Davis a scary ass nigga.
but she also gave him his flowers. She said he's a very talented man. She's a very scary, troubled man.
She did say he was really good at ducking and dodging fights because this nigga will not fight the motherfuckers we want him to fight, like ever.
Floyd did that too, though. Let's not.
I mean, no. Floyd had stipulations.
Floyd niggas out their prime multiple times.
Floyd had stipulations that certain people did not want to adhere to.
Pacquiao, that's fine. I agree with that.
So who else?
He fought an old ass Canelo.
Old ass Canelo.
Yeah, did he fight old?
No, Canelo was young, and that was the excuse they tried to make with Canelo. They said he was too young, he didn't know what he was doing.
Too young.
The motherfucker was like, he was like,
De La Hoya.
He was like
De La Hoya. That's what he fought.
Man, when he fought Canelo was like 30-0, which is I don't know what the fuck is going on with Canelo, by the way. Because if you see how many fights Canelo has had in his career, it's like way more than anybody else. Like, the shit is crazy. But he fought him at 30-0, and you cannot have that conversation with me because you can't say he fought Canelo too early, but then he fought Pacquiao too late. Like, what the fuck is up? Pacquiao was still older than him.
And then he fought He fought Pacquiao too late. Then he fought De La Hoya too late. Who else would he fought?
He fought De La Hoya back like in 06, 07. Like,
that was too late.
How was that too late?
It was too late.
Like, you should have caught him. He was a young man before that. So by that time,
because Floyd was what, 34, 5?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, he was a young man at that point when he fought De La Hoya. So like, that's like taking the same argument about him and Canelo, saying like, Oh, so why did De La Hoya fight him?
No. So yeah, that's on me, right? So I agree, right? Canelo, that was the perfect time because Canelo was coming up. That was his marquee fight to get him in the door to fight more marquee fighters. Cool,
Yeah.
but everybody else, it was more like
Yeah.
outside the prime.
But
and then Floyd was very smart at picking fights he knew he could win. Which listen,
but he fought everybody though. At the end of the day, he fought everybody.
after primes.
But he had actual marquee matchups in his prime. Hold up, let's talk about this. Tank has not given us anybody that we wanted to see him fight. He probably has had like one fight that him and the racist Mexican dude. What is his name?
Shit.
What the fuck is the
Talking
dude?
about, shit.
Just insert his name right. But he fought that dude. Like, once you become a racist, I kind of forget all about you. But it's or you expose that you're racist. He fought him in his prime, but he never gave us any other fights that we actually wanted to see. We didn't.
Didn't he face what's the other dude? The dude with the girl that like tried to get him for child support. Damn, what is it like? Delane? It's a black guy.
I don't know. Ryan Garcia is who I was thinking about, right?
Right. Yes.
So he fought Ryan Garcia in his prime, but everybody
nobody
else
cares about Ryan Garcia. It's like a conspiracy tin hat guy.
He fought Lamont Roach, and we knew about Lamont Roach after the fight. So, and Clarissa Shields actually didn't acknowledge that. She said that she thinks he would lose to Shakir, which I guess we'll never fucking see, or maybe hopefully we'll never see that. I want us to see that at some point. I pray that we see that at some point, but it looks like Tank is just going to retire at some point.
Yeah, Tank's not doing that.
Yeah, and then and he lost to Roach. We all saw that, and he won't fight Roach. He's trying to fight somebody else before he fights Roach again, which is crazy because Roach had a clause, a rematch clause, and you are literally just getting around it. And it's like, bro, I'm tired of this scary ass shit. That's why nobody respects this sport at this point, because we keep saying, first of all, this 9-10 shit is annoying as fuck to me. Bro, you cannot tell me every boxing round of all time was 10-9. Like, why the fuck are y'all like? This is how you can get over in a sport like that, because there's so much. The leeway is so little between 10 and fucking 9 that you can cheat whenever you want.
That's Vegas. That's not really dumb. That's more Vegas to make it fair. That way they're not losing out on this. Because imagine if Crawford and Tank fight, right? Mm-hmm. Probably be a marquee match. Per purse probably be like 300 million or 200 million to think about that. So there's 200 million plus whatever people's betting on the line. Mm-hmm. You really think niggas gonna be like, oh, let's say Crawford is whooping ass, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm Vegas, I don't want to see a 10-7 or a 10-8 or a 10-6. It got to be, hey, he won that round, and we're just gonna give a default number to Tank. Like, it has to be that for Vegas. Listen, I get what you're saying, but at the same point in time, for Vegas numbers, I'm definitely Crawford won the round, but at the same point in time, it doesn't matter what Tank did as long as we have some type of competition. Because let's say Crawford wins the first 3 rounds and then Tank wins the next 5 rounds. Okay, it still works out in his favor because. Let's say Tank wins the fight, right? He still had 5 rounds where he was whooping ass, but you keep him at the 9 for Vegas odds. Because let's say Crawford.
Hold on, I want to say this one, right?
But like I said, let's say Crawford is whooping ass for 3 rounds, and then Tank takes over. If you give him a 10-7, a 10-6, and a 10-5 for those rounds that Crawford was winning, it takes away from the 5 rounds. So now Tank has to knock him the fuck out. That's part of the reason why they.
But that's not true though. Because if he won the next 5 rounds, he could have won those next 5 rounds 10-5, 10-7, 10-6. So then you're tied. You're tied after the next 3 rounds, and maybe the next 2 rounds he puts on an amazing show.
Depending on what Tank does, because Tank can win a round easily by just deflecting hits and catching good body shots. Yeah. Let's say Crawford is like knocking this nigga the fuck down. Let's say in Crawford he knocks him down each round one time. Right? Okay. Tank never does that in those 5 rounds, but he does win the rounds because he has effective hits. It's not going to be a 10-7, a 10-6. It'll probably be like a 10-8 or a 10-9.
But that's on you. You just said it depends on what you do in those rounds.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's why Vegas wants it to be as close as possible, because it's like, yeah, cool, I love it, but we need to make money.
But I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Vegas always wins.
And that's the problem. That is the problem with the sport. It's the betting odds and all that type of shit. It makes this sport one of those sports where you're going to have a lot of corruption in it. That's my whole point in the first place. Like, so we actually agree on this. Like,
Yeah.
you're saying it's because of Vegas. All I'm saying is, yes, it may be
You
because of
wanted to leave
Vegas,
a
but
more
it's not.
honest,
Yeah, it's not honest.
scoring system.
It's the most dishonest sport in America.
Right, yeah, this is why
Like in the
Jake
world,
Paul
probably.
is a top contender
Yeah,
in that the boxing world.
yeah.
Just because Vegas wants Jake Paul to win, because Vegas wins automatically. Doesn't matter
Jake Paul
who.
be whooping shit though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like
He's
he
also
really
beating
do.
on people who are outside. Like how I'm
Retired.
attacking Floyd is how Jake Paul moves around in the boxing world. He attacks people outside their prime, and then makes it seem like the nigga fought Mike Tyson. Like,
Right.
I mean, come on, Mike Tyson's what, 65?
All right, now to a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, man. Because I'm from Memphis and I live in Atlanta, man. So I can see, and I remember this time period very vividly, being from Memphis. Lil Jon went on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne told him he feel like crunk music started in Memphis with 3 6 Mafia, and Lil Jon, for some reason, it seemed like that question or that assertion irked him. He was like, okay, well, I'll give the credit to somebody else, but I ain't gonna give it to them because this has been the argument. Because Lil Jon also admitted, he said, man, this has been the argument online for the longest. He was like, I see this all the time. People keep saying that Memphis started crunk music. He was like, well, I'll say it like this. Actually, Master P started, like what we then turned into crunk music. And and then 3 6 was there, and they brung, what they do to it. They put their spin on it. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear about this, man. Lil Jon was full of crap, man. Like he full of shit, man.
A whole lot of cap.
Yeah, a whole lot of cap. Like Lil Jon knows exactly where crunk music came from. Tear the Club Up music, which is 3 6's music, which is basically, if you break down crunk music to its rawest form, it's basically some music that's instructing you on what to do. It's like this very like energetic, upbeat, like mosh pit style of rap music. If I had to break it down into something, it's just something that makes you, it's high energy, high really energetic music, like, right. So 3 6 literally did that from their inception. And DJ Paul even tried to shoot him some bail, like saying like, okay, we're not talking about the word crunk per se. We're just talking about the style of music. Well, even when you go back to the word crunk itself, 3 6 was the very first group to ever use the word crunk in a song title. That you got to do your research, people. Like even with that, the Get 'em Crunk, which is a 3 6 Mafia song, came out in 1996. Before Lil Jon ever made the waves that he made, throughout, the whole country. And we're not here to shit on Lil Jon. Lil Jon is the biggest thing. Like he is the face of crunk music because he knew how to market it. And Lil Jon admitted this in the past that he marketed what 3 6 did. And so it's just kind of like, it's kind of odd to me that now he comes out with this, and then he shouted out other people from Memphis before he shouted out 3 6 Mafia. He shouted out 8Ball and MJG, who are phenomenal, and I feel like every hip hop fan in America gives 8Ball and MJG their flowers. But they didn't make crunk music. Like they made like some player type shit, like pimping type music and shit. Like it wasn't crunk style music. When you talk about Tear the Club Up and Who Run It, and like popping my, like it's so Stay Fly, Riding Spinners, like y'all do realize that 3 6 Mafia is the most sampled group in American history, right? Not Memphis history, not Southern history, in American history. Like there are so many artists that would not have their hit songs if it wasn't for them. Don't believe me? Like go Google ASAP Ferg. Look at look at his top 3 biggest hits. All 3 6 Mafia samples. And what was his music? Super energetic, right? With the mob. Do I like all of that? 3 6 Mafia shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think Lil Jon, him and DJ Paul hopped on live to talk, after that, which they had like a pretty good conversation. But at the same time, I still felt like Lil Jon, he knew what was he knew like that he was losing the debate, and he would admit to certain things and then still, kind of give a backhanded compliment to not like, totally acknowledge. Because he even said like, okay, yeah, y'all did do this first, but I would say that y'all had your own style. I ain't buying it, bro.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it did influence, like for instance, Fat Man Scoop and Crooklyn Clan, that they took samples from 3 6 Mafia, kind of made it work for them. I would even go as far as say Trick Daddy and Trina down there. They kind of made their own flair with that, with their doing their thing. So, I mean, 3 6 Mafia is a very integral part of hip hop history that we sometimes overlook just because of the fact that we try to focus on the big highlights of it and the big stars. But I agree. I mean, I think Lil Jon needs to kind of give more flowers than he was trying to give in terms of that. I don't see where he thinks that it was two different styles because they're both the same thing. I guess his was just a little bit more mainstream, while 3 6's was more towards like just pure hip hop. It didn't really cross over until Juicy J started kind of being a producer for the pop things, and then he put his sound on them, and they kind of gave them that new lane for them to operate. But I mean, we're just comparing apples to bigger apples. That's all really fucking.
That's doing. What it is. Which we're from the South, so like Atlanta and Memphis only 5 hours apart. You know what I'm saying? So we did music together forever, and Louisiana for that matter, Florida, and Texas. Like we all did music together because those for all intents and purposes in down south. If you weren't in Houston, Memphis, Miami, Atlanta, I think am I missing somewhere? Down south, like those were the cities that held the South down.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have pockets here with Dallas,
Virginia too.
Yeah. Because then that's if you consider Virginia the South. It's like they're so on the border. Like people consider them, they are the South technically, but like a lot of people from the South, you kind of consider them East Coast because it's like where they are. But yeah, so like we held it down for the longest. So for you not to, just look at it like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just give them their flowers. Fuck it. I don't understand what made you hold back on, just admitting to, it is. Because 3 6 Mafia, because what we can say is in the 90s, 3 6 Mafia had the clubs on fire. They had the radio on fire. But as far as like being like mainstream artists, they were not mainstream artists in the 90s.
Localized to the South.
Exactly. But when I can tell you exactly when it changed, when the Most Known Unknown CD came out, when they had Pop in My Collar, when Stay Fly came out, they just had hit after hit. And I can tell you exactly how that happened. MTV, somehow they had something worked out with MTV, because if you remember, 3 6 Mafia had their own reality show. And
so they were with Crunchy Black and Project
Pat. Yeah, they all stayed in this mansion in Vegas. And it was a hilarious ass reality show, but it was showing on MTV. And so they worked out something with MTV to where they would play their music like all day. Like they would literally have commercials that had nothing to do with 3 6, but that music would be in the background. And they blew the fuck up. Like, so they eventually got the success that Lil Jon had, but Lil Jon had it first. Like, you know what I'm saying? They came up with the music. Lil Jon came out with incredible music and went and took it further. And then 3 6 finally got the fame that they should have got, in
so
the
then
beginning.
I mean, I can see where Lil Jon is saying how he kind of revolutionized it because he had better opportunities to promote the music because he partnered with better, well, I don't want to say better artists.
He was A&R.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He partnered with artists that could help push that agenda a little bit further, while 3 6 stayed to their core fans, kind of did a grassroots approach and did it that way. So I could see both arguments, but I still believe that 3 6 definitely invented it. And I won't say invented, but they kind of took it to a place where it was, and then Lil Jon transcended it a little bit higher than
for sure. And that's what all it was about. It was about who started it, like who took it the furthest. Well, Lil Jon did, at that time. But then 3 6 even had to catch back up. It was kind of crazy that you even had to put it like that. They had to catch back up with their own style. Like the popularity, it's like when you come, like, so Dallas, for instance, right? I know people from Dallas are gonna be like, man, you said Houston, you didn't give us our flowers. Dallas has has had big songs over the years. Stanky Leg, Ricky Bobby, My Dougie. Like Dallas has
Was it
actually
Looking Boy from there, or was it Atlanta? Looking Ass,
they might have been from Atlanta.
probably.
But they Dallas has had so many hit records over the years, but their biggest artist is Erykah Badu. But hip hop wise, they've had a plethora of big hit songs, right? The thing is, the star status of their artists has literally never matched what their biggest song was. Their songs are bigger than their artists, and which is a terrible spot to be in as an artist, because then you can't really leverage your success to keep
Can't
making
build
money.
off the momentum because all they're gonna be like, sing that song,
Yeah.
and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, they got it's another artist I am missing. I'll talk about him later though. But it was another artist from there who has this huge song down south, and you wouldn't even know he was from Dallas. But yeah. Okay, let's keep it right here in Memphis, man. With the next topic.
The Grizzlies? The Grizzlies suck.
Whoa.
Fucking stink. Ja Morant injured. Desmond Bane, a Magic. By the way, Magic, second seed in the East. Let's see what else. Let's see. Is it Jermaine Jackson? Joshua Jackson? Whatever. JJ?
Yeah. Patriots ass too. Let's get
shit.
Okay, let's get to it, man. We're gonna stay in Memphis with this topic. Okay. So you familiar with the Kirk Franklin show, right? So he had Jonathan Majors on, he had some other guys, and he had NLE Chopper, right? I haven't watched the episode just yet.
I did, and
I gotta watch it. But I will address we want to address the viral clip. So NLE Chopper brought up a point that is not lost on people who grew like. So my mom's side is Jehovah's Witnesses, so I understand exactly where he was coming from. He took an hour and a half to get to the point, but
it was very long.
Yeah, because I thought he
kept like going off, and then he kept coming. It was wild.
Yeah, it was.
Kirk Franklin was like, get us there, bro. Like,
stop this nigga.
Let the Lord use you, bro. Like,
so NLE Chopper, he ended up saying that he basically wanted to know why people praise Jesus like he's God when he's the Son of God, and he said that time and time again in the Bible, and he feels like people worship him,
which is a fair assessment.
It is a very fair assessment. Like Jesus never, he never said he was God. Like, and I've seen a lot of people trying to make this point. They try to say like, well, the only way to God is through Jesus. Yes, through Jesus. That's why you say it in your prayer. Like, thank you. Like at the end of your prayer, you say, we ask you all of these things through your Son Christ Jesus. That is the acknowledgement that you give Jesus. You also love Jesus, and you can give him praise without worshiping him. You know what I'm saying? Like you people have made, like, they call Jesus God, and they're like, yo, he's made in the we're made in the image of God, and the Son, the Holy Spirit, and God, they're all the same being. No, they're not, man. Shaqs are made in the image of Jordans. They will never be Jordans though. Like, they are their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have sons. Oh, no, we don't all have sons, but those of us who have kids, and we are a son of a father. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are not our fathers. Like, we are ourselves. So like, the fact that people can't differentiate the two. Matter of fact, let me speak on that scripture real quick. He said, if you deny me in front of my people, I will deny you in front of my Father. What is that telling you right there? He's telling you that they are two different beings. Like, he said that. Like, I don't understand how people misinterpret that.
Because people interpret the Bible however which way they interpret it. Some interpret it to be a literal text document. Some interpret it to be a book of spiritual stories that they can kind of build off of. Some use it as a motivational book. It just depends on how you interpret the Bible. There's no correct way to interpret the Bible, and I think that's what a lot of people are confused about. Like, I didn't like Jonathan Majors' response. I'm gonna read the Bible again, and it's just like, you're basically telling him to read it how you read it, so he can understand it how you understand it. And it's just like, it's not how it's supposed to be. Because if you go to church and listen to two different services, and they reading the same scripture, they're going to give you two different ideologies about the same scripture. It may have like-minded points,
ideologies,
right? But it's still it's two different opinions of the same scripture. Yeah.
So to that point, the reason I stopped you is because my mom's side is Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
And mine is Seventh-day Adventist, so it's like, looks like two different opinions.
Yeah,
same thing.
But my dad's side, they went to Baptist church, so I grew up going to both. using the same exact Bible, and they were saying two different things. They both are Christians. And being a Christian just means that you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He's our Lord and Savior. He died for our sins. That's all being a Christian means. Is you want to be Christ-like, and being Christ-like, you acknowledge that he's God's son. So to your point, like people could read the same Bible and come up with two different,
Yeah, like the Bible was never meant to be taken literally. It was meant to kind of be interpreted how you interpret it and still follow the
Mhm.
word of God,
Yeah,
however you deem it fit. Some people interpret it for a positive reason, some people interpret it
yeah,
for a negative reason, some people are indifferent about it.
yeah,
But it doesn't mean that you just don't follow God. It just
yeah,
means that your road to getting there is
yeah.
totally different. And I think, like I said, it was a better way to kind of get him to understand. And I'm surprised
Yeah.
Kirk Franklin didn't kind of intervene and say, "Hey, listen, like this is what you need." And I think this is why Ray J got upset and saying, "You're not listening. You're not listening to anything we're trying to say to you," because he has his own interpretation of things, and there was a way to kind of
Hmm.
convey that to
Ray
him
J said that to who?
to NLE. Like during the episode, you can tell like everybody was getting kind of frustrated with him because he was saying things that they was like, okay, I see the direction he's going in,
Hmm.
but it was just a lot of kind of like you're still a little young minded at times,
Yeah.
and I think, like I said, Jonathan should have just kind of, hey, listen, I understand how you're interpreting it, but like if you read these chapters, maybe you'll get a
Yeah.
better understanding. Tell him to read the Bible again. He's just going to read it the same way he interpreted it the first time.
100%. I feel like Jonathan Majors, what he did, the way
Was little
he,
boy him.
yeah, I didn't like it at all because I felt like it was patronizing. I felt like it was condescending. Mostly, I felt like it was condescending. I felt like he was looking to make a joke the way he said it because it's like read it again, like knowing that you're gonna get a little chuckle out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like you said, to your point, if you read the same thing again, 9 out of 10, the way your mind works is the way your mind works. So you're going to get the same exact conclusion from it. If you felt differently, tell him why. And then he could there's a rebuttal to that, or there's acceptance, right? What you did offer no rebuttal or no
Yeah,
acceptance. What you
it was
did,
real dismissive. It was kind of
yeah,
like, my nigga, just read that shit,
yeah,
figure it out.
but
Like,
what you did in that instance is why a lot of people, the church loses a lot of people anyway, because people want to be condescending and make jokes instead of actually teaching,
it's a good point.
the scripture, which is what you guys claim that you wanted to do in the first place was to, teach people, but you're not doing that. Like what you did was real condescending. I don't like it. You came off like an asshole in that instance, and I can even understand why people were frustrated with NLE because it didn't seem like he was like open to listening himself. So I can like it seemed like he was kind of headstrong on his points or whatever. And I feel like he went on that show trying to prove to everybody that he was smart and that he was an intellectual. Because he even said at one point, like,
Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
like,
He did.
yeah,
There was a
I
lot
want
of
to say this
topics
in a
he was
more
kind of
smart.
like over talking and over articulating it, and they were like, "Huh? Like
Yeah.
what? Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, we heard you." And then he was kind of like getting beside himself because he was getting upset because nobody was really understanding him. But
Mm.
like you could tell like he wants to learn, but he's also stuck in a lot of his ways because he feels strongly about it, which is
Yeah.
fine. But I think in certain instances, especially with that one, it should have been like hey, listen, I get where you're coming from,
Mm.
but these scriptures will help you get to that point that you're trying to make, and it may actually change your opinion about what you're thinking. Like that's it. Like like it's fair, but here's a caveat to why
There's a
this
caveat.
may not be what
Yeah.
you're thinking.
If you point more of the story, what me and Kev basically trying to say is, if you disagree with somebody and you want to call them out because you disagree with them,
Have points.
have a point.
Don't just
Leave.
say I'm wrong and say why
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
we're
Like
not saying sit there and argue with that person all day, but leave them with something that they can go, study, something, impart some wisdom where you see there is none. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're going to argue with them. Actually, we actually believe we saw NLE Chopper in this, and so I actually urge you, Jonathan Majors, to go reread your Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we actually articulated why, because Jesus actually said he is the Son of God several times in the Bible. So, y'all do with that what you will, man. Start over. Okay, so Meg Thee Stallion, she was just on stage getting interviewed by somebody. I don't know exactly what publication it was or whatever, but she revealed the moment that she knew that she needed therapy. She said, I was really sad and it was scary how sad I was. I didn't really care about my life at that point. And she, her voice began to crack and she started crying. I always tell people this, like, I feel like we should handle Meg with like a long handle spoon, like or with soft gloves, because Meg went through some shit like, man, nobody would ever want to go through in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she lost her mom and her dad and her grandma. Like,
Within like a
man,
couple months of each other or something.
yeah, like, and her mom, man, and Meg was in her 20s. I think she's still in her 20s, unless she
20s.
just hit 30. But Meg was like in her early 20s and lost all of those people. I could not imagine going through that in my 20s. Like, and then especially with the world looking at you, man, her mom was like very integral in her career. Her mom used to be a rapper. And then she lost her mom and had her grandma, and then lost her grandma. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that is so fucking devastating to the point where I feel like, man, if more people knew that or cared, like, if more people cared, I feel like they wouldn't bash her as much as they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with the sleeping around and stuff. Like, I understand, like, I mean, we're guys who not like we not YN, so we kind of see life, like from the perspective that we are at now. You
You
know what I'm
got
saying?
shit to lose.
Yeah, and so yeah, so we kind of understand, like, man, even if you think that she is a person who sleeps around, like, first of all, it's her body.
It's also a trauma response.
It's a trauma response. Man, I would feel lost. I would feel like so alone if I did not have those people in my life, bro. Like, and so for her to lose all that, have all this money and access to whatever, like, of course she was going to respond in ways that are like detrimental to herself, man. Like,
Yeah.
so, man, shout out to Meg. I'm praying for you. I have always been praying for you because I knew what the story was on her, and then I actually was a fan of her music before she even popped. But like her losing those people that are so, integral to her life, like so early on, like, man, I understand she's not going to make, nobody's perfect. And given the circumstances she was in, she was obviously going to make some mistakes, but man, let that lady live, man.
Not for sure. I think mental health is one of the most abused and overlooked um, things that we're dealing with in today's society. I think Meg going through that in real time, having the alcohol issues that people were reporting and being promiscuous, I think those are both trauma responses. Like my opinion, trauma responses that she was trying to navigate it, with everything going on. And nobody, I think she also, when you're in the spotlight like that, you have a ton of yes people, and I think the people were not kind of pulling her to the side and kind of being a big sister or being a village and saying, hey, take some time, like remove yourself. Like it's okay to sit there and say, I'm going to take a couple months off, or I'm going to disappear for 6 months
Yeah.
and kind of regroup and shit like that. So I think, her trying to fight that, and then at the same time going through the situation she went through with the case and all that stuff, that probably took a severe toll,
Yeah.
where now we're kind of looking at her and we're just like, okay, well, maybe she's in a good space now. The whole time she could be going home and just bawling and crying and shit like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think we definitely need to kind of pay more attention to our loved ones, pay more attention to people close to us. Let that kind of be an example of how you never know what the fuck somebody's going through. You never know what somebody got going on. Somebody could be happy, laughing, joking, and next thing you know, they're gone.
Robin
And
Williams.
Chester Bennington, or shit like that. So you just kind of got to be very, very aware of aware of your friends, even the strong ones who say they're okay. Just pull them to the side, like, yo, you good? Like, ask
Yeah.
questions and kind of go from there.
100%, man. Shout out Meg Thee Stallion. And you don't even know how to even address stuff like this, because it's like, getting sick, you can get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain stuff. I hope your mental, you're able to get to a space where you just find peace and comfort. You know what I'm saying? In those that are around you, because I couldn't imagine not even having a home to go back to for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody who was there is no longer there.
Gone.
Like, it just got to be. It got to be super tough, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion, man. And the piece of shit news of the week, man. We got it was this mother, right? This white chick somewhere in the middle of America. I don't know where the fuck she was at, but she was like, yo, she recorded herself, you know, basically happy as hell about to drop her daughter off for what she said was the last time at school. And I was like, what the hell she mean dropping her daughter off for the last time if she's 7? Basically, she gave her daughter up for adoption, and the people who are coming to adopt her was going to be the people who was going to pull up to get her from school that day, and they were going to care for they're going to care for her from that day forward. She said she felt really good, and in her decision after talking to her boyfriend. Go figure. Like she basically tried to dump it on somebody else. And she's like she's going to rent an RV, and she never wanted to be a mother in the first place, and she just kept the child because she wanted to do what other people thought was right. But now she feels good about it. First of all, I'm not on nobody's case about giving that child up for adoption. What I'm on her case about is you recorded the whole shit so your daughter could see. At some point, she's going to hop on the internet. Hell, she's 7. She might be on the internet today and see that her mom said she never wanted her, never wanted to be a mother, and that she actually said the words, "I'm happy." Like, I'm elated to not be a mom anymore. Or, bitch, you're still a mom. You're just a terrible one. Like, and you waited till she was 7. She got to know you, all of that shit. So it's just like, it's wild, man. It's wild.
I'm against you on this. I think this is a perfect opportunity for the kid to kind of be in a better household. Perfect opportunity for the kid to start over. I think this is probably going to be a sign where if she does look for her mom and when she gets older, the video will probably like pop up, I'm pretty sure, and then she'll look at it and she'll get all the answers she needs. I am a firm believer and supporter if you do not want your child to give them to somebody who wants them. The last thing we need is another death or another senseless killing because you didn't know what to do with the child, instead of just putting like, yeah, the system's fucked up, but I rather a kid be in the system than a kid be 6 feet underground because you didn't want to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the optics terrible, right? Like recording yourself, being excited about it, like that's stupid.
Yeah.
But in the long run, I think this is going to be a great situation for the little girl, and hell, it may even teach the mother a lesson, like, hey, like these type of mistakes shouldn't happen. Like if you're not ready, be smarter about it. Be smarter about it. Like there's
Right.
ways to prevent that, and now you know.
But that's not what I was saying, though. I'm not saying that she's wrong for wanting to give her child up for adoption. I'm saying if you're going to record yourself, so when you get
like that's stupid.
Yeah, you put this shit online. So now that's embarrassing for the child. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like adding insult to injury because we don't know how the child is going to take this shit when they see it. The way you could have did this was you could have recorded yourself. You could have put that bitch on a floppy disk. You could have put fucking floppy disk. You could have put that shit on. You could have put that shit on the SD card though.
Gave it to the 5 seconds.
You could have put it on the SD card though, and they could have gave
it to her. Yeah, I think she should have wrote her like probably a note, gave it to the parents, like, hey, when she gets older, give this to her.
Yeah, let her know. So you didn't have to do it this way.
Sure, like
all I'm saying
for sure. But like I said, we live in a time where debauchery and people doing degenerate shit is funnier than people doing honest shit. So that's just where we're at.
For sure. So we doing this segment now where we address or we bring up the questions that the viewers asked us. So we got a very explicit viewer today. She wanted to know, do women get jealous after threesomes?
Absolutely. Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. You gotta do what Neo do and just have money. Nobody heals faster than somebody, a woman who's in a situation and a nigga got money. Yeah. But so in order for you to get away with like the jealousy part, you have to deal with women who are very confident in their position. If a woman is not confident in her position, don't ask for a threesome. Don't ever ask for it. Don't even hint at it. And also never pick the girl. Never pick the girl. Whoa. You're a fool if you pick the girl. If she tells you to pick the girl, she is lying.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you gotta pick the girl because she'll never pick the girl.
Lying to you. She's setting you up for a fucking okie doke. She's gonna be like, yo, pick the girl, right? And then you're gonna pick the girl. And you're like, oh, that's what the fuck you like? And now it's an argument because now you're getting in trouble.
I mean, hey, people, just get a girl who like girls.
Or that doesn't work either. That doesn't work either.
I haven't had
yourself a bisexual girl, and then she's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then you know what she's gonna say? "Yeah, we could do XYZ, but you can't do nothing." Now you're sitting there looking stupid while she's having the time of her life.
Don't agree to that shit. Like if you go in with all these rules, unless she tell you don't.
No, you have to have rules in the threesome.
No,
absolutely.
As long as she,
the biggest rule: don't ever finish in the other girl.
I mean, so there's only 3 rules that's even remotely okay. If she tells you don't eat her ass, I can understand that.
Don't eat her
If she says
ass.
don't
Why
suck
are
her
you eating
toes,
ass to begin with?
some people are doing that shit. Don't suck her toes. I understand that. And if she says don't come in here, obviously I understand. I understand all three of those because that goes from being freaky to like super freaky. And she may not be into that. But outside of that, there should be no rules. I'm finna get this bitch the same. No, it's not. I'm just having to get her the same
Do
thing.
not. This man is gonna
It's
get
not.
you shot and stabbed.
Huh?
No, don't listen to this man.
You just gotta know your woman, man.
No, do not. You're gonna get beat up.
If you go out with her and she's looking at ass just as much as you,
That's cute. All girls do. At this point, everybody's looking at ass. It doesn't matter, boy, girl, whatever.
You gotta release that hurt, my brother.
Oh,
He's had some
not
bad
not the who hurt you. I never had a bad experience. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you the rules. My experience is top notch. Like, I'm just telling you, like, just be very, very, very careful. Don't pick the girl. If you do have one, let the girl take control, and then whatever. If she says, "Go ahead," okay,
take her to Vegas, and then one off shit. I ain't gonna lie,
and be very liquored up. But get consent. Sexiest thing you can give is consent.
Yeah.
Sexy
sign right here. Look.
Get an NDA.
You got an initial shit before you
get a sign right here, and here.
Okay.
All right.
We can do this. Lay down. Okay, the last viewer question of the day is it wrong for a woman to bring sex toys in the bedroom? Me personally, I don't give a fuck. Do what you gotta do, man. I mean, these women be like using so many hardcore toys on their pussy.
Rose done desensitized the clit. You gotta bring it in now.
Now you need this shit.
It's helping you out. It's helping me out. I'm gonna nut regardless. It gotta help you out.
Straight up. I mean, whatever helps you have the greatest time with me, you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't
now if you bringing out some wild shit,
then we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
you cool. You bringing the wild. She bring out the DNator 600. You cool with that, my nigga? Hell no.
She gonna put a 20-inch in there before you like, whoa, fuck am I supposed to follow this?
What am I supposed to do? I'm leaving, bro.
Where's the cream filling? Yeah, while she over there, you gonna hear the door closing.
Yeah, while she doing her thing, I'm already in the car.
Guess what the fuck I just saw?
You gotta call somebody. Like, what's the frequency ever? Have sex with her ass? Like, I gotta go.
This bitch just put a chair leg in her pussy. Like, I had to leave.
She put a chair leg is nasty.
All right, it's been another episode of A Whole Lot of Cap, man. It's been a good one, man. We'll holler at y'all next week. It's your boy 901 Eric.
Killer Kev.
And we out.